El Clásico began with Real Madrid gloating of their silverware stuffed year but ended with Barcelona racing 14 points clear of the European and La Liga champions, and with Lionel Messi goating the Santiago Bernabeu while the 300 visiting fans chanted Campeones. Messi has delivered many outstanding displays on enemy territory, although this was not one of them. Instead, his highly functional Barcelona side sat and waited for Madrid to implode and then strode in to take advantage, lulling the stadium into a stunned silence in the piercing early afternoon winter sunshine. Madrid had begun the game so well and come closest to scoring but were unzipped in the second half and reduced to a disheveled mess. Ivan Rakitic could hardly believe his luck as he strolled through an empty midfield towards the box and played in Sergi Roberto, who in turn allowed Luis Suarez to fire past the helpless Keylor Navas 10 minutes after the interval. Chaos reigned again for Barca's second goal, which came via Messi from the penalty spot after Dani Carvajal was sent off for handball, desperately trying to block Paulinho's header after his fellow defenders had been caught ragged by another bursting Barca break. Zinedine Zidane had begun with a surprise holding midfield pair of Casemiro and Mateo Kovacic before throwing caution to the wind by bringing on Marco Asensio and Gareth Bale, but it was too late, and there was an air of inevitability about Atletico's injury time strike which further compounded Real's misery. This was their heaviest defeat to Barca since they were thrashed 4-0 here while Rafael Benitez was manager, but unlike then there were no cries for a revolution, they just glumly accepted their defeat. Barca's pocket of away fans, tucked up in the top tier of the Bernabeu, meanwhile, chanted Visca Barca, Visca Catalunya. This was the first meeting between Madrid and Barca since the banned October referendum on Catalan independence, which engulfed Spain in its biggest political crisis in 39 years of democracy and came hot on the heels of Thursday's snap regional elections in which pro-independence parties won a majority. Club allegiances do not always dictate political allegiances, however. Inés Arrimadas, the rising star of the staunchly pro-Spanish Unity Party Ciudadanos Citizens, which won the most votes in the election, is a huge Barcelona fan. The added tension could be felt in the home fans' angry cries when a decision went Barca's way or whenever agitator-in-chief Gerard Piqué touched the ball, although the absence of a large away following and the lunchtime kick-off meant the political heat rarely reached a boiling point. A giant banner was unveiled before kick-off displaying the 5 trophies Real have won in 2017 along with the words White Christmas. The game was not 2 minutes old when Cristiano Ronaldo headed a corner in off the bar, but the early triumphant cries were punctured by the offside flag. Ronaldo blushed with embarrassment when he failed to connect with a simple pass on the edge of the area, but later forced Marc Andre ter Stegen to boot away a low shot that was destined for the bottom corner. Barca's danger man before the interval was the unlikely figure of Paulinho, who twice forced Keylor Navas to tip to goal-bound shots away for a corner. Down the other end another often mocked player, Karim Benzema, came closest to breaking the deadlock, heading Marcelo's cross against the post. The second half promised much for Real, but they inexplicably fell apart. So too did their slim hopes of retaining the title, which looks absolutely certain to be heading back to Catalonia.